educational institutions and its management, and essentials of education institutions, and how to manage the students' welfare activities and guiding and counseling the students. All of you have gone through your units which I have shared at WhatsApp group, and some of you have gone through the curriculum which I have shared from INC. I hope you have seen what are the components of the INC curriculum, in which they have given you all the details. This presentation or this session is based on that curriculum only. In case you have any questions also, you can ask it later in the WhatsApp group, and some of the aspects I will be taking in this session also. I hope students are able to join the Facebook session, and some of you I have added just now who has sent the request. So let us go through the sessions on essentials of educational institution. Before I proceed, what is given in your block? All of you have undergone the diploma in nursing administration program, what you are doing, and your GNM program. You were part of your regular school of nursing, where you have seen what were the various facilities, infrastructure, teachers available in those school of nursing. And in case you have seen the curriculum which is being shared in the WhatsApp group, in the beginning only the philosophy of School of Nursing is given. Philosophy of Nursing Education Institution is being given. In simple words, what do you understand by word philosophy? Philosophy is your ideals, what are your values, and what are the standards and beliefs of any organization. And objectives are the actions, expected results or outputs in the form that they are measurable. So these two things are very important. What are the basic things which any institution should keep in mind while writing the philosophy and the objectives? Actually, philosophy gives the values, intention of an organization, the standards and the ideas about an organization, which guides the action of the administrators. While making this philosophy, it is very important that principal or school or college of nursing should involve all the teachers and other stakeholders while finalizing the philosophy and the objectives. And this philosophy and the objectives should be in parallel to the parent organization with whom your school or college of nursing is attached. It's very important because the objectives, overall objectives of an organization should remain the same, but every department, every institution will have their own objectives also based on the overall objectives of an organization. These objectives of school or college of nursing are framed out based on the philosophy of College of Nursing. What are the sources which helps in writing the objective? Need of the society. What is the need? What type of nurses your society needs? What type of nurses your health system needs? Nationally and internationally. What type of students you want to prepare? What type of students you want that who should enter your organization? What type of subjects you want to teach? UG level, PG level, diploma, and what you want them to become in the future. It is very important when objectives are written, they should be feasible to achieve. They are acceptable to everyone, to all the stakeholders. And the learning outcome can be measured through these objectives. It's very important to see that the curriculum, theory and practical, is based on the needs of the society, needs of the health system, and need of the parent organization, so that overall objectives of an organization can be achieved. You can read a sample of philosophy and objective in the document shared, because once you read, you will be able to understand how to write in philosophy and how to write objectives. So let us now come to organization of College of Nursing or School of Nursing. Controlling authority or the administrative control of an organization. There are various administrative controlling authorities depending on the institution who is governing it. That is, government can be central government, state government, or the local government. It can be autonomous institution like AIIMS, or it can be under some specific organizations, railway or the army. Your controlling authority can be private organization or voluntary organization. It depends who is controlling the organization. But the academic control should always be with the nursing personnel, who should be the principal or dean of College of Nursing or principal of School of Nursing. And these principals and the teachers should be appointed as per the Indian Nursing Council norms. Now, what are the important responsibility of these administrative control bodies or the governing bodies? They formulate the policies and make plan for the school and college of nursing. They see that there is infrastructure in place, all the facilities for the students and teacher for the teaching experience of the students are available. Before opening any new institution, NOC is to be taken from the state government, inspection to be organized with the help of INC and the state council, and the latest protocols has to be, guidelines has to be fulfilled by these organizations. The governing body lay down all the roles and responsibilities of the principal, teachers and all the staff. What will be the recruitment rule? What will be the recruitment and the selection criteria? What will be the budget of this organization? What will be the admission policies for the students? How the students' admission will be carried out? Then what type of support staff and office staff is required, then their offices and the hostel facilities for the students. These all policies, plan, infrastructure, resources has to be provided by the governing body, and they have to see adequate budget is there. You can go back and see the organization chart. Even you have done a very good assignment that you had made a organization chart and shared that assignment, some of you on the Google Classroom and some of you on the WhatsApp group. I have gone through some of them. I will give the comments. Very nicely you have made those organization chart. You can, if in case you had missed by mistake your organization chart of your college or school of nursing, you can go back and see, and one sample is given even in your block. You can see the principal is there, teachers are there, various categories of teacher. Now the designations have changed. You can see what was the previous designation and what are the new designations. Like you have committees in the hospital. I hope all of you know you have various committees in the hospital. Same way the school and college of nursing also have various committees in the school and college of nursing. Like advisory committee, standing committees are there. Advisory committee is matters related to education of students, coordinate the activities. They advise the principal and the teachers to carry out the various activities for the students so that they get quality education and complete the program and achieve the objectives. There are various standing committees in the school and college of nursing. They are the school councils who do date meetings once or twice in a month or 1 or 2 months. They take all the decisions which are required, approvals which are required for the curriculum or other activities of the students. Then staff committee, whatever issues are there related to the academic staff or other staff, the staff committee take care of that. Then curriculum committee, there are specific year wise, if there are 4 years course of BSc nursing or 3 years GNM, there will be a overall curriculum committee, and year wise in charges and curriculum committees are there who decide and see what is the progress, where all students can go. In case they face any problem, they take decisions and they try to coordinate with the hospital authorities. Then coordination committee, which coordinates with all the years and all the teachers in the hospital and with the teachers in the school and college of nursing. Then there is a library committee, student welfare committee, mess committee, health committee, entertainment committee, student discipline committee. Is there, suppose there is some disciplinary action has to be taken against some student, so this committee take into consideration. Student library and sports committee. I think these are some of the committees. In case I had missed anyone, you can, when you will go during your practical sessions in school and college of nursing for the visit, you can see what are the actual committees there, and then you can compare what is there in the theory and what is there in actual and who all are the members. Mostly the teachers are also there, and in some of the committees students are also being involved. Then these committees, there is a guidelines, selection and the recruitment committees are there who do admission processes, select the students. There is a hostel committee in which warden is there, and for all these things, if you see even the INC curriculum, you will find some of the committees are there. So in brief, the INC curriculum for the theory and practical is given by the INC. If you see the curriculum which is shared in your WhatsApp group, they have given the subjects, they have given the arts to be completed in the theory, arts to be completed in the practical session, what all subjects, under subject, various units which are to be covered, in which all areas students should get the experience week wise. Therefore, this curriculum committee makes a master rotation plan, which is the overall plan, experience plan for the student, and they make a small internal rotation plan where suppose you are going to maternity unit. So in maternity unit, which all units, sub-units you will again go in the labor room, ANC, postnatal ward, or in nursery, in the septic nursery, clean nursery. So wherever you, so this way the master rotation plan and the internal rotation plan of the students is made. It is always, you will see, first you are given, students are given the theory classes, then they go for the practical experience according to the weeks which is being organized by the school or college of nursing, and one of your teachers go with every field and supervise the students. Students complete their activities, some of the activities which they have to complete. In some colleges, when they come back from the morning duties, they have the classes in the evening related to those subjects. It is very important to see that every student gets equal experience in all the areas. None of the areas is left. If maternity experience is for 6 months in the whole year, one has to see it is being divided. During internship, all the experiences of nursing administration, nursing research and other subjects should be given. So it is very important for any teacher. Why we are teaching you? You must be wondering, we are working in the hospital. Why we are teaching you the essentials of educational institution? It is very important for you to know, because students are coming there with you to work and have experience in the hospital. In case their teacher is not there, you help them to complete their activities, complete their requirements, and if you help them, it will be very helpful for them. They will learn from you, and in case you know what is their requirements, what all they have to fulfill, you can have a good coordination with school and college of nursing. It is always good to work as a team. So in short, this was the essentials of a educational institution. Now let us come to the student nurse administration. What is student nurse administration? Which includes administration of students, all aspects of nursing students, that is from admission till the time student complete the program. So there has to be admission policy, curriculum details are there, then the faculty responsibility towards the student, orientation program for the new students is being organized, students records are being maintained, health checkup is being done for the student, hostel facilities and other welfare facilities are provided to the student. What is the purpose of nurse student administration? You must remember your days when you were given as a joined as a first year of your GNM. Why it was important for you? Just try to recall. Because your first aim was to, when you have entered any professional program, you have entered with some expectations, you will get a quality education. You will complete this program, then you will work as a nurse in hospital or any other institution. You will have positive attitudes and values. You will develop a professionalism, then strengthen your capabilities as a nurse, become a skilled nurse who can work in any situation, in any setting. So these are some of the purposes of student nurse administration. Now admission of students. How admission is done of the students? First of all, any college of nursing is there. It is a degree program and all the INC norms are followed in this for your curriculum, teachers and other infrastructure. But the College of Nursing is affiliated to some university. Then they have to follow the university norms also. Because School of Nursing, which is affiliated to Board of Nursing or any council. So the council regulations are being followed by these and guidelines are being followed, and council conduct the exam and do the evaluation. But in degree, the university level, whatever the norms with the associated university, all the guidelines are being followed. So that is affiliation. Then admission policies, which covers the terms of admission, what will be the qualification of the student, what will be the subjects they have covered, what will be the age of the student, and advertisement will be given, entrance examination will be conducted. It will be only a written exam or interview will be there. So it depends then what will be the selection procedure, verification of documents will be done. Then medical examination of student is done that they are medically fit or not, because nursing students have to work in the hospital. In case they are sick or having any chronic disease, they have to be taken care of, and as per policy the admissions are given. Then most important thing is orientation to the new students are being organized. Then there is an admission committee who takes, selection committee who take care of all these things. Orientation of new students. I think all of you must have been given the orientation about when you have joined your GNM program. Try to recall what all things they have given you during the orientation. During orientation, they introduce you to the principal, teacher and the various staff. Policies and rules are being given or are being emphasized which students have to follow. Curriculum details are being given, what are the requirements from the student, how they have to study and what all they will be studying. Then visit to the academic and administrative block is being done so that they can see the infrastructure, where the classes are, where the library is, where is the assembly hall and the other facility, where is the office, who is the admin staff. Then going to the hostel, where students will stay, because in the first year in most of the hospital it is double room is being given. Sometimes in the first and second year, maybe in the third or fourth year, single rooms are given. So meeting the wardens and the other staff of the hostel, then seeing the rooms and the facilities in the hostel, what are the rules and regulations of the hostel, visiting time, dinner time, breakfast time, then sports and the library teachers are being introduced, and what are the activities your school and college of nursing is doing. Then your health center, which is very important, who is in charge of the health center, what are the services by the health center, and what are the timings. Then the timetable of the students, at what time they will go for the duties, what time they will have class. These all are being given during the orientation. Why this orientation is important? First of all, after 10+2 is the first time most of the students are away from home. They are being separated from your families. You have to stay in the hostel. It is compulsory. So they are anxious. Some of them are under stress. Some of them are they have the feeling that how I will stay alone, who I don't know anyone. If I fall sick, what I will do? Will I be able to do this nursing program complete or not? These are the various issues student may have. So welcoming the students, removing the anxiety of the students. Student first contact, if it is positive, student will have a positive image about the institution and the staff. Then personal anxiety is removed. Increase the adjustment ability of the student. Then it helps you to get oriented to hostel, your classes and all other places. Then records and reports which are to be maintained, which there are various records and reports. I will just give you the overall. You can read in your unit the details about it. That is admission records, academic records, faculty records of the College of Nursing, academic and the admission records of the students. Then school, various other records related to school or College of Nursing, administrative and the financial records, some of the INC inspection reports. Then other whatever the records and reports are to be submitted to the various organizations, they are being maintained by the principal and the persons who are responsible. Then the hostel facilities. When you are away from home, you have to stay in the hostel. You have all comforts at your home, and whatever you want to eat, you can eat at your home. But in the hostel, you have to stay with others. You have to use the common washrooms. You have to eat during the hostel time, and whatever your hostel is providing, you have to eat. So you have to see there the what type of student are getting the rooms and other infrastructure, with the sitting room of the in case you have some separate sitting room, visitor room. In some most of the hostels, the visitors are allowed daily during that particular time. Where is the visitors room? Then recreation room, that's very important to have. Nowadays you have mobile and everything. When we were students, we had only one TV for all the students, and we used to go to the our assembly hall in the hostel, and we used to sit there and watch. But nowadays it's very easy, but some hostels do have recreation rooms where they have TV and other games. Then your kitchen and the mess and the dining hall, where you have all your meals. Then health services, the clinic where you suppose you fall sick for your annual medical examination and your monthly weight where it is being checked. So this suppose you fall sick in between, so they will take care of that. Then mostly in the hostel, one warden always stay near the hostel or in the hostel. So this why these facilities are important. for the students, because most of the students are girls. Nowadays boys are also coming. It's not that boys do not need safety, they also need safety. To have a friendly, safe environment for the students where they can live comfortably with whatever facilities are there. It won't be like a home, but whatever facilities are there, this help you to adjust for the future also. Then living together, reading, having a group we feeling, studying together and doing the things together and managing the time. So these were in nutshell about the student administration. Now the last aspect is student welfare services. Most of the things although I have covered, but still I will give you in brief some of the points. Maintain a good health, physical health of the student, maintain good mental health of the students, then control of diseases. Suppose student falls sick, they have to be given care. When they are going to various hospital, I will share my experience as a student. When we used to go to a TB ward, they used to give us the extra lunch for eating there with that during tea time, good parathas and all those things, so that there is a body resistance is there and student do not catch the infection. Even during night duties, we were giving a very good dinner, again extra dinner, so that we can eat at night, and when we used to come back in the morning, again we used to get a very good breakfast. And when we used to sleep and get up, the lunch used to be a good lunch was kept for us. They were knowing how many students are there on night duty, and they will keep that many lunch for us. So one has to see the students get a good lunch so that they do not get any disease. Maintain good health record. One should not reduce the weight. Our warden was very strict. She used to check our weight every month. In case some student will reduce the weight, she used to take care that student gain back the weight. If suppose someone, when in the morning we used to go at 7 o'clock for the duty, the warden and the in charge of the health center used to come and check all the rooms. In case any student was found sick, they used to take care of. So these are the some of the welfare activities of the student. Then health assessment, already I have told you, and the teacher who is responsible for the sick person, one has to see that students are given due care. Then guidance and counseling of the student, that is very important aspect. Guidance means assisting, how to adjust, giving advice, information, giving help, how to organize the work, how to organize studies, how to manage even the money, because many students are there who get a pocket money from the parents, and some get more, some get less, and one has to adjust in the hostel with that limited money. So these are the guidance, guiding someone, okay, assisting someone. And counseling is ability to make decisions to solve their problems. In guidance, the other person will maybe speak more, will not listen so much, but in counseling, your teacher has to listen more and the student has to speak more. They have to find out their own solutions of their own problem, because the teacher can give you support, can listen to you, but your problems you have to solve. They will give you a direction how you can solve it. Then why this guidance and counseling, and when it is required? When a new student enter to the first year, or if they fall sick in any of the years, suppose they are not able to complete their courses, suppose they find the duties very difficult, they are not having adjustment problems, good adjustment problem with the teachers or with their peer groups in the hostel, some problem in the hostel is there, they are afraid of staying in the hostel or not liking the food in the hostel, or they are not able to read and do their homework or the assignments which teachers are given, or during duties in the hospital they are not able to adjust by seeing the sick person. So these are some of the areas where student needs the help of a teacher about for guidance and counseling. So teachers role, wardens roles are very important. Even students can help each other. Your senior students can help each other. During our time, we used to have very good relationship with our seniors and teachers. In the first year, maybe in the beginning we felt, but after that we never felt we are in a hostel. So that type of environment should be created for the student. Then you have student nurse association, which carry out various activities for the students. So in nutshell, this was some of the aspects which I wanted to cover. I hope you must have recalled your days in your GNM School of Nursing, when you have most of the things you have observed there, you have gone through all these things, and you may be able to relate these things when you will write your answers to the questions. So in case still you have any question, you can send me on the WhatsApp group. We can discuss again. So thanks for attending the session. You can give your feedback in the Facebook and the WhatsApp group in case there are any questions. Thank you.